Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Tuesday, the 18th of Feb. So, nothing new to say on Bitcoin. It just looks exactly the same, and it still looks a little bit ass. Um, yeah, still looks like we're probably going to go and visit 93.5 first, due to the longs and liquidity. But yeah, if we do some gains, for example, a hold of 95 and then some gains of the weekly open in December, I might change, but that would only be if we get some more shorts coming in the market. As of right now, the long to short ratio, I might as well just check it, is slightly more shorts on the normal long to short ratio, which is 52% short. However, the long accounts is still at 2.25 and it peaked at 2.3. So basically 70% of the accounts in the market are long, and that just tells me that we're going to go down. Don't get me wrong, we could go a little bit up first, but I think that is probably more of a safe bet. No point in really checking the totals today and Bitcoin, just because nothing's happened since yesterday, and the market was closed. The US market was closed yesterday, so we're gonna get a nice little open today, which will be fun to see. And yeah, let's have a look at ETH Bitcoin. So yesterday I was talking about we actually had this pump, and I said nothing's really going to happen unless we get a close above here. We actually haven't got that. It was looking really good at one point, but the 4 hour close actually closed underneath, and we have since fallen back down to this daily open 3. I would say it still looks good as long as we're holding the weekly open. But yeah, not really too much to say on this actually at the moment. It's just like it's trying to bottom. I reckon this bull div on the daily will probably play out at some point. But yeah, it's just, you know, I'm tentatively looking at ETH as if it should probably break up at some point. Yeah, we got so much demand in here as well, so yeah, I might be laddering some more spot bids around 2600, or maybe even some leverage bids actually, but we'll have to see. It's not really my focus right now. Sol has actually dropped off the cliff. Ooh, this is very interesting. Down into this support, back down. August, November, June, all these levels down here, and we obviously have the swing at about 158. Um, so yeah, I think I'm going to buy some more spot once this prints a green dot on the oscillator. But even then, it might just go up to here and then do that. But we'll have to see. Solana, yeah, just having a little cool off. Makes me also think it might flow into ETH at some point if people are taking a bit of profits from the ecosystem. But yeah, it's probably about time. Solana dominance is coming back down to the low. Probably should be holding 2.5% anywhere in here, to be fair. But we actually are starting a downtrend. So high, I guess low, not even a lower low, but low. Lower high with a huge wick, by the way, and then if this candle closes here, it's going to be a lower low here. So yeah, compare that with ETH DOM, which is just at its bottom. Actually, this looks a bit rough, but it is bull dived on the weekly. So yeah, if this can do that, it'll be looking semi decent. But I mean, I've been saying that for a while now, so don't trust me on that one. Let's go through the trades from yesterday and my thought process and why I took them. So XRP, the one I left you with, probably the only one and the only trade. I'm actually going to extend this. Probably going to extend this to there now. So yeah, the only trade that I left you with was a possible short on the weekly open of XRP, and it has played out magically. We even got the double touch into the band on the combination band. So this, and yeah, I think I just marketed on these two wick candles after this one closed like that. So this one wicked up, I marketed some, and then this last week up into the band, I also marketed a nice trade. And yeah, it was really good. Caught a bit of support here, but I've since just been broken down. It's actually going to be up really nice. I should probably check it again. But yesterday, I TP'd and I took the margin out. By the way, if you did see the trades in the chat and they say 50x, it's just because I've TP'd and took the margin out. I only entered it on 5x. I don't enter my trades on anything other than above 5x. Usually it's like 3, 4, or 5. Depending on how much capital I'm using and how far away the stop loss is going to be. The reason I entered this on 5 is because the stop loss was going to be about not even 1%, so I felt quite comfortable using a higher leverage and a higher amount of capital in the trade, and it worked out really well. So yeah, we're up about, from here, about 5% to the bottom, about 7%, and then I took a lot of profit, about 3%. So yeah, good trade, very good. I'm very happy with it, and I'm happy that I was able to give you guys an actual trade for once, because I was talking to Zeus as well yesterday about the times of our streams, and the times of our streams work really well for us in our actual life, but in terms of trading, sometimes it's really annoying because you're almost just waiting for something else to happen. So, for example, like in a lot of my morning streams, I'll just jump on. I'll be like, "Yeah, well, if this needs to do this, or this needs to do this, or we need to wait for the US Open or something like that." So it feels like I don't have a lot to say a lot of the time, but at least I was able to give you a trade that I hope everyone got on yesterday. Another thing I actually took, which we didn't really talk about in the stream, but that Adrian trying to short Injective actually alerted me to, was this. Um, so the reason I took this trade was because I've got this old, I think this is an old weekly swing level, which was also this daily support over here. So I thought this is probably going to be resistance, as it's also the top swing that we need to gain that Adrian was talking about, around 16 and 15.5 on the daily. If you can see, the orange line just basically lines up with this top structure of this daily. So I was actually looking at this on the 15 minute and the hourly, and this first hourly candle printed like that after my stream just before Vikings on the 2 hour, and then I went down to the 15 minute and saw that we were getting double wicks into the band with this W. So this on demand or support and into like a resistance level always gives me quite a lot of confidence that I can take it. And for full transparency, I actually set after this wick candle, I set limits into it, which got hit and actually got stopped on the first time on this wick. This is what happens when you set limits. And then I just marketed my position here with a stop there, and yeah, we are up 13%. Very, very nice. But yeah, full transparency, full disclaimer. I did set limits all the way up into here, which all got hit and got stopped because I had my stop a little bit tight. It was about 16.25, 16 point, just below 16.25. It was a bit too low. I should have put it at 16.3 up here, but the risk was a little bit too much. Or I got it a little bit wrong. I was actually doing something at the same time. So uh, as soon as it got stopped and this printed like that back underneath, I just marketed like the whole position in here with a stop there. So yeah, it does happen sometimes, and we still made good money. So yeah, now I'm just chilling. Really, there's no need for me to chase another trade. Although I am starting to slightly look the other way for a possible scout. For example, this looks quite interesting to me on the hourly with a green dot. And we are getting close to the previous weekly open, which was support the last time. It's quite interesting. It's not mad. It's not like the best, but I mean, this 4 hour swing is probably, I would expect it to hold with this hidden bull div. But yeah, that top structure. That looks like a top structure. Sorry, I need a bit of water. I need a little bit of water. But yeah, let me check chat. We did. Short bearer, thanks to you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I hope you got some nice profit out of that yesterday. So now you can just be chilling for this week. That's good water. So yeah, those are my trades. And let's have a look at a couple other things before I talk to you guys, or just ask you guys what else you want to look at. Popcat, I'm not really that confident on this at the moment. Yes, this blue line is. Let me take off that and this. Yes, this blue line is like the one of the all-time swing lows. I guess we got another one actually. Let's do it around. It's like no, not there. It's probably like here. It's a little bit janky, but yeah. And there's probably another one here where we bounced. This is the swing low for Popcat. Like this is the buy zone. Don't get me wrong. In between where we are now, 2.4 and like 19 cent. But the problem is the range is so quite big. So I want to wait for something a little bit more concrete. For example, yeah, I mean we're about to get 2 4-hour candles above that, and we are in the oversold territory. So if we get a green dot on this, possible that I might be able to take a long, considering something like this. But first, I would maybe want to see like a wick into here, and then something like that, and then we'll green dot on the 4-hour. But yeah, it's a little bit risky that I'm not really like, it's not jumping out at me as one of my perfect setups at the moment. But definitely interesting, as we are still just about an uptrend. Did that close? Yeah, so we are an uptrend on the 4-hour, just about, in a micro downtrend since this test of February. Yeah, not too much to say on that, to be honest. Tau, what's Tau doing? Not too much, actually. Not a whole lot of interest in this for me. It's actually, I mean, we do have a double wick into the band on the hourly, and we have regained the weekly open, so it's not the worst. It's actually looking a little bit better than Popcat, but to be honest, it's not jumping out at me either. Let's have a look at Hype and Arc. So Arc has some bull div on the hourly and is coming to one of its low lows where it actually bounced heavily off this demand and created a new high up here. So this could possibly be in the Stuber for a long, yeah. That looks quite interesting to me, especially if we can gain that previous weekly. I know it will probably be quite a little bit late, but this definitely does look quite interesting to me on Arc for a possible long. And also the reason why I like this for a long, or I'm not as scared to long this, is because it usually does its own thing. It's not really like, oh, okay, the rest of the market's dumping, so Arc's gonna dump as well. It can just pump 10%, even if the market is like doing a bit bad. So even just up to there is 15%. This previous swing, or even up to this previous daily, is 12%. So it's not the worst. It's actually not the worst. But yeah, we probably want to see a slight change. Maybe like one more wick into the band and then a gain of whatever this is, even just like really locally that. And then get up into the weekly. That would look probably a little bit better and make me a little bit more confident in it. But yeah, it's definitely something which is possible. Definitely something which is possible over here. We're literally on the AA6 right now, and we're bull diving on the hourly. So definitely interesting. I don't mind it too much. Mr. Hype is having a little bit of a dump through the yearly open, but there is mega demand down here, like 23 to 22. So I think I'm gonna set some spot bids around like 23, 22.5 in here. I feel quite comfortable buying that. If we go lower, it's fine. Like I really don't mind if it does, like another 20, 10, 20%. Obviously, it would be nicer if I just waited and set all my orders in $20. But yeah, I feel quite happy. It's a strong coin. I'm going to use it. What do you actually use Hype for, Zeus? Like, is there like a function of it on their site? Can you get like better fees? You said that last time you hate money. Yeah, yeah, is there like a use case of the Hype token to like get better fees, or I don't know. S&T is just literally dead. It's dying slowly, but I think it's still going to do well at some point. It just needs the alt season to come back or some semblance of bullishness for ETH. I think when ETH starts running, things like SMT, which are heavily reliant on on-chain volume, like on-chain by I mean ETH, are probably going to start running again. But it's just like it's just so not there, and it just looks like it's absolutely dead. I think I was talking about this Tues thing quickly, which actually looks not too bad. I think they had a bullish announcement on their X, but I'm not 100% sure what it is. I could just check it quickly. But yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Although I'm not wildly jumping at microcaps at the moment due to Griffin being down in the dumps. This is sad. This is very sad. What is happening with this? We are majorly bull diving on the daily, so hopefully it can actually, whatever this dump is going to be the bottom. But yeah, I mean, we need to regain all of this now to have any chance of coming back up to like test the yearly or whatever. And it just doesn't look like doing that at the moment. Not at the moment, just governance, I believe, but they are releasing a chain eventually, so I'm guessing it will have more use case in the future. Okay, nice. It's fancy utility meme coin. Yeah. At least it's better than Griffin. Griffin is the definition of a fancy utility meme coin. Whereas Hype actually... Yeah, I guess Hype doesn't do anything at the moment. But still. So yeah, I think that's about as much as I wanted to talk about. I mean, Trio's still just chilling at $2. So if you wanted to siphon any money into it, feel free. Oh, excuse me. Hype sounds better. Yeah, it does sound better. I agree. So yeah, Trio is definitely something that you could maybe look into siphoning some into. Oh, Dupe's down 10%. I guess the whole Solana ecosystem is struggling a little bit because Solana's dumping. But this also does potentially look quite interesting. As it also could be bull diving on the daily. So this is something to actually keep an eye on for this daily close. A close above this swing and even above September will be quite bullish and would unlock quite an easy trade up to the yearly open. Just 10%, nice little scalp. Fine. We also could do slightly lower. Maybe like into this. And then a regain. That could also be on the cards. And then this will probably come a little bit lower into here. But this is also something that doesn't look too bad. We also are in the daily combination band, which is nice. I like to see that. The first touch, but I like to see it. It's nice. And the 4-hour band's not showing any sign of slowing down. I guess if this starts going straight, oh whoops, if that starts going straight there, and then we hold this swing. I know it's a bit too much things to see. We hold this swing that we're on right now. It will also be looking pretty decent. But Jupiter, yeah, actually, I've just looked at this for the first time in ages, and it doesn't look too bad for a scalp. Definitely a possible scalp in here. After this 4-hour close, we'll have to see. But yeah. Need to slow down on crime on Sol to help Griffin. Yeah, I mean, Sol needs a big flush out. But I do think, Sol is probably going to break its all-time high at some point. Maybe like 300, 400 bucks. And then Eve, come on. Eve's got to do something. But yeah, I mean, that's the extent of everything that I wanted to talk about. Has anyone got anything else that they're looking at? Any possible trades that they're thinking of taking or they're having trouble with at the moment? I would love to check them out because they also help me with looking at stuff or looking at interesting things to possibly take trades on. For example, if Adrian didn't talk about his injective short yesterday, which he was slightly struggling with because it's a little bit early, I wouldn't have taken my injective short and I wouldn't be up. Hold on. 650% at the moment. I mean, I've TP'd a lot of it and it is on 50x, so my margin's out. But, I mean, that's pretty much due to him. I was looking at injective before Viking stream. Radium? Yeah, for sure. What did Brummy asked me to look at Arc. Yeah, I already looked at Arc. Brummy, do you know what I watched the other day again? Classic UK movie, 28 Days Later. Really did set the standard for a lot of zombie films. Pretty good, because they're going to release a new one, aren't they? So, went back and watched the old one, which I watched like once, like ages ago when I was like 10. In like 09 or something. Good film, man. Radium, Bera. Yup, just seen the trailer. Yeah, it looks decent, doesn't it? Radium. Yeah, let's look at Radium then. What sort of? Can you give me a bit more information? So, for example, what exchange, and then what time frame? So, you're looking at spot or you're looking at leverage trading it, and then I can tailor my analysis towards you, sir. Spot Bybit. Okay, nice. Not perpetual then. Where's Bybit, sir? Wait, they don't even have a spot. What the fuck? Okay, we'll just have a look on Binance for now. So, Radium has come up and hit this weekly swing at around $7 to $7.6, and has since been. This has been acted as very, very big resistance on the weekly, as you can see. 3 massive wicks up here. Pretty decent. This is also daily supply structure. So as soon as we did sort of like this low here, this was the bearish retest right there. And then that's the failure. We're actually breaking down. We're losing this swing here. Not yet, but once we close this candle, we'll lose this swing, and we're actually on the last line of defense, which is about 4.3. We are finding support on this at the moment, and this does have the potential to bull div on the oscillator. So it doesn't look the worst. It's just obviously because Solana's dumping. This actually has the potential to look really good. If it holds this swing, bull divs, and then just all it needs to do is do that, and it will be an uptrend. That'll be the reversal. So yeah, actually, this actually looks quite interesting. In terms of spot, I mean, you probably want to wait for a gain of this uh, to buy spot, because this will be the change of character or change of trend. Because if you're buying here, you're kind of risking this and then missing out on this juicy pocket, unless you got a lot of capital and you don't really care. And you can like, yeah. I mean that's still 30%, so yeah. But other than that, it doesn't actually look that bad. I actually quite like it for a possible trade almost. Yeah, we've got overlapping demand. We're into the oversold area. Just kind of waiting for something. Let's just have a look at where the bands are quickly. Daily's all the way down in November. It's pretty thick though. 4 hours a little bit. 4 hours a little bit wishy-washy. Let's check the hourly. Hourly the same. Yeah. I mean, we would like to see a little bit more. This is the demand area though. This is definitely the demand area for sure. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Might actually have to keep an eye on it. I want, to be honest, I'm gonna write a list quickly. Things to keep an eye on. Ray. What else? Arc. What else did I say? Ray, Arc, and I don't think anything else was looking that good. I guess Popcat. I always keep an eye on Popcat. I don't need to remember that. That's looking a bit bearish. Injective. Yeah, maybe injective for a long. Possible. I'm going to keep an eye on it today, especially with the open. And yeah, I guess that's about it. Maybe render, possibly. Yeah, that 4 hour band as well. Yeah, possibly render as well. I think those are the 4 things I'm going to be watching today so far, as they look the best. Hype spot, bearer, spot buy bit. Yeah, okay, let's have a look. Where's bearer? Spot buy bit. Each. Very new. Very new coin. Not much data. A lot of the time with coins that have launches like this, they do like really long arcing round like bomb structures, and that will happen on like the 4 hour. So this will just be like the little pop, and then it will do like a really long. This is just usually, by the way. It doesn't like sometimes it doesn't have to happen. And then we'll do like a really long arcing, and then it will finally break out if it's a good project. But I mean, I just don't have much to say on this in the short term. We can go on the 15-minute and trade this. It'd be quite fun. Yeah, that's created nice demand in here. This swing's quite important. This little thing here. And yeah, the weekly for upside. This is quite. I guess it would kind of be something like. It's a little bit. It's kind of hard to see. That's been tested. It's kind of there. of those tests. That is like the low. So yeah, this if I were to guess, it would probably do something like that, or even this. And this is your buy zone, obviously. This mega demand, and it's also overlapping demand, and it's also the weekly open. So yeah, I mean, if you were to trade this on leverage, that would probably be the area. In terms of spot, I really don't know what it is, and it's a bit too new. So you might want to have a. I mean, if you like the project, buy it. If you don't really know too much about it, wait for sure. Hype spot, yeah, hype spot. I just talked about hype, and I said, this is the buy zone in here. Actually, we can make it a little bit smaller. Make it a little bit smaller. This is the buy zone. Ideally, we want to hold whatever this is on a 4-hour close, but yeah. Looks fine. What do you think about whiff? Yeah, what do I think about whiff? I remember that they had a little something. What chart is this? This is buy a bit. Nice. Okay, cool. What do I think about whiff? I think this is going to prove a really good buy down here. There's also that there. So this kind of reminds me of like what you like Will or Smollett used to talk about. He used to talk about like just buying coins that do their full retrace like this, just for at least a bounce. And I found that quite a lot of times when they match up with the daily combination band like this, and like they've just been getting sold off like dick down, there usually does happen quite a lot. There is quite a lot of demand in this like the first sort of range that they come to. However, it does look kind of wrecked at the moment. I probably would expect it to bounce at 4-5. But however, saying that, the range here is so big. The range that I just drew out is 30%. So, in the immediate future, I'm not sure if I would. I mean, actually, hold on. Let's just do this methodically for a sec. We have a low. Let me just work through this. We have a low that was tested, and a high that actually broke this. And we look like we're trying to put in a higher low here. So this could be like the first bit of trend change. However, I'm just not. Yeah. I'd say it looks. It doesn't look the worst. It is probably. It's probably going to test the lows again one more time, actually, from here, if I were to say anything. So it's either going to hold this. It's either going to hold 5-8, and this is going to be like the wicks into the bands, and then we're going to regain. Or it's going to do one more, and it's going to get into this daily combination band and do like one big wick, which is going to be like 20-30%, and then it will do like that. So it does look like it's really near its bottom though. So I understand why you are looking at it intently like this. Also, look at that momentum. Look, something like that dips that fast and then comes up that fast as well, with no price movement, means that it's just sort of curling up. It's definitely a little bit interesting, brother. It definitely has caught my interest. However, I'm not sure if there's too much to offer at the moment. If anything, you could probably short this. You could short that into there. It's about 6%. And it's probably going to get caught on this demand zone, which is in the band. Demand. But yeah, that looks a little bit rough at the moment. I definitely might even short that. Let's just go on the 15-minute and have a look quickly. Yeah. It's close. I mean, if I was looking at this slightly earlier, just before the stream, I probably would have set like maybe a couple limits up here, just in case it did like one wick and then the failure. And also your stop could be really tight. Your stop could be at like 1%, which I really like. I do enjoy stuff like that on alts, which like you can have like a really tight stop and the reward is quite nice. Even just down to this low is 4%. It's not bad. It's not bad. I would short it if anything at the moment. ETH dependent. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, shitcoins are getting crushed, aren't they? What's Monkey doing? I haven't checked this in ages. I still do like Ponky as a meme. I always see their TikToks. They post like really funny TikToks with the Ponky thing. But yeah, I mean, just look at this wreckage. And this is a little bit of a disclaimer to the combination bands. When something is trending down heavily or trending up, the combination band they will not always work. They will give you like bounces. So for example, that was actually a 30% bounce. Doesn't look like much, but that's basically a 30% bounce. This wick was actually a 10% bounce. So you know what I mean, like if you're taking sort of like trades on the combination bands, you should be de-risking heavily and not treating it as like this is going to be the reversal. Don't get me wrong, sometimes it can be like this with the bull div on the daily, netted you 70% and actually netted you a total move of 300%. Not that you would stay in the move, but you get my drift. You get the gist. Even here, look, double wick into the band, you actually netted 25%. Just off the bounce, and we're still in a heavy downtrend. So just a little food for thought on that. But yeah, all in all, I think it's going to be an interesting open to America today. Look at Sundog, bro. Oh my god, wrecked. I think for the last 10 minutes, if no one's got anything to talk about, I'm just going to scroll through a few coins and see what looks semi-decent for a trade. Can I play music through my thing as well? Maybe I'll just put the stage music on. Actually, I'll stop recording. Let's start recording. This actually doesn't look too bad. What's this dodge? These also getting really tight. They are Bollinger bands as well. So that was obviously a nice pace for a little short. That would have netted you 10%. That's really good. Yeah. Interesting. Sure. Put that one on the list. You know, quite a lot of these things are looking a little bit interesting, to be honest. What's that? Near, AVAX, probably Link, they're all doing the same thing. Maybe just a little bit higher. Failed to break that resistance, but it's probably going to do it on the next go. What's that? Near, AVAX, quite a lot of good, that's actually quite a lot of interesting setups for once this morning. like to see that Algo open. Actually, I think I got sweet somewhere. Let's wait for this 4 hours can close in 6 minutes. See what this band looks like. Oh, this is this manipulated shit, bro. I don't think that you want to touch this. I'd rather touch like fucking who's a fat person. I'd rather touch I don't know any fat people. Nah, I'm not touching that. Howdy. SPX Legacy shattered resistance if it breaks through, Bitcoin might go for range high if it does. Actually, I didn't actually check the SPX today because it wasn't much going on, but yeah, we are at the top high. So we'll see where it opens up. This is definitely going to be an interesting one. I'm pretty bullish on this, to be honest. On the Nasdaq as well. The Nasdaq's at all-time high. Even if we gap down a little